Hey, you.
Whoa!
Whoa!
I turned on the camera, but you noticed it was on.
I did notice it was on just now.
Wow. I'm Danny.
I'm Rob.
And this is the Southern California Comics Weekly Video Update, which we are still not calling the Sundown Rundown, no matter how much Rob says it. Even though I said it first.
Sundown, rundown. Sundown, rundown. Sundown, rundown. Sundown, rundown.
He's saying it, and I don't like it.
Sundown, rundown. Sundown,
But I can't do anything because I need a co-host.
Down. Rundown.
Yes. So, we work at a comic shop, and comic books came out this week. We're going to tell you about those comic books.
Yes, we are. I'm going to start.
Yes.
Because what better way to start the Sundown Rundown than with a superhero who's powered by the sun? Good old Superman. Soups, as I like to call him.
Is that true?
It is true. I do
Okay.
like to call him Soups. I think it's a very lovely name. It kind of humanizes him a little bit. This issue is both written and drawn by John Romita Jr.
Yes.
as a sort of bridge filler issue between Jeff Johns' run and Gene Luen Yang's run.
Yes.
I think it's very, very cool that he is writing his own issue. I do not know how it will go, but, you know, I think it's just a tremendous thing. I think I say this every single week, but I love it when the writer and the artist is the same person. I say it like every week.
It's just there's a better, better storytelling.
Yeah, because I mean, like, you know, there are some teams that are just bang up teams, and I have such a team in this pile. But sometimes, like, it's just when you get there's one person with the vision and who's putting it on the paper.
They do it all, man.
They do it all.
You can rarely go wrong.
Exactly.
You know what else can rarely go wrong? Gem, which is a truly outrageous comic. This is number 2. The first one was pretty good.
I liked it.
Yeah,
I did.
me
I
too.
enjoyed it.
This is issue 2. It's still Kelly Thompson and Sophie Campbell, and the art is great. The story is fun. Gem is awesome. I don't know what else to say.
No, Gem is like that. Really should be enough. Gem is fantastic. You know what else is fantastic?
What?
And I'm glad that we were in agreement. I didn't know that Danny shared my opinions on the matter prior to this, but Shazam. Shazam is fantastic. This is the Convergence series I have hands down been waiting for the most. And the reason for that, Jeff Parker and Evan Doc Shaner. Evan Doc Shaner, who is probably top 3 of my favorite artists, because his style, let's just get a close look.
So good.
It's just this beautiful, nostalgia-inducing newspaper comic-esque style. Just look at that. It's so This is the creative team from Flash Gordon, and their Flash Gordon run just dripped with fun. It was ridiculously enjoyable. Comics should be this enjoyable, and Shazam's a fun character. Dr. Savannah is a ridiculous villain. There's
Takitani.
Takitani. Just pick it up. Just do yourself a favor. This is what I miss.
This is like almost an entire week of endings.
Oh yeah.
That Superman run is ending.
Mm-hmm.
Secret Avengers is ending.
Yes.
This is the final issue, number 15. Alice Coate and Michael Walsh have been the same team on Secret Avengers for 15 issues. Mm-hmm. If you haven't been keeping up with it, it's really fun. It's really cool. It's really smart. It's probably one of the best books Marvel's putting out.
Oh yeah.
I'd say.
Oh yeah. No, I totally agree.
So I love it. I'm sad to see it go, but I'm glad it got a proper ending.
Mm-hmm. To be honest, I would like to say that I think most of Marvel's current Avenger lines, which are all basically ending,
Yes, half the Avengers line is ending.
have been pretty phenomenal. Save the recent Uncanny Avenger. It's been, that's what we're talking about.
Another time.
Well, we're seeing also the end of Avengers, which is Hickman and Caselli, and I think it's Caselli and Walker who are sharing duties here. Let me look that up because, you know, I wasn't just doing that a second ago. But we're finally seeing, Stefano Caselli and Kev Walker. And then we've got Hickman and Deodato on New Avengers. And we're finally seeing the culmination of events that's leading up to Secret Wars. You know Jonathan Hickman. It's very bombastic, but with substance. It's very exciting, very dramatic. I mean, how much more dramatic do you get than this, like, Shakespearean doom on the front of this cover?
That is, I want to say epic. That is epic.
It is indeed epic.
Bro.
And as Dear Daniel did say, though, this is the ending. This is the ending of these Avengers lines as well.
This is the ending. My only friending. Anyway, Multiversity.
Anyway.
Multiversity is over now with Multiversity number 2. Grant Morrison, the thinking man's Jonathan Hickman, and Ivan Reyes. This is the big ending. This man was confused by it, which I am not surprised by because it's a crazy Grant Morrison event, and it's sort of meant to do that.
I love Grant Morrison because he has gone to that point where he just does not care. They are like, Grant
But he
Morrison,
cares the most.
Yeah, that's right. Exactly. He cares the most, but also does not care. He's like, you know what? I'm going to write this story unfiltered as it leaks from my brain. And people are going to consume it and they're going to enjoy it. And I did enjoy it. But I definitely need to read it through again.
Oh yeah, this is one of those reread it a million times comics.
It's dense.
Yeah.
It's so delightful.
I love it. Did you know that I've read Final Crisis more times than I've read Watchmen?
Get out.
That is not a joke,
That is not a joke.
and I am very proud of that.
I'm very proud of you.
Yes,
Yeah.
that's all for me.
Yeah.
Yes,
That's all.
we
for me.
have.
Whoa.
Oh, we have a friend.
We do have a friend.
Yes, as promised,
We have a visitor.
our good friend Adrian is here to discuss more pop culture
That's right.
superhero stuff.
Just swag your
So
way in.
welcome. Woo!
Bring it.
Yeah!
Bring it.
Applause!
Southern California Comics in the house.
He's here.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm back again. There have been, since my last appearance here, there's been quite a bit going on the internet in regards to pop culture, comic book movies, and the significance of why I'm here is because I like to talk about them and then bring them back to the comic books where the source material started at. So first,
All right.
this Friday on May 1st, I think it is, it's Avengers 2 Age of Ultron. Okay,
Yes.
so we all know that as far as comic book movies have gone, Marvel has been laying the groundwork since 2006.
Pretty
I went
much.
to Comic Con in 2006, and I sat on the panel with John. Well, I sat in on the panel with John Favreau, and at that time Edgar Wright, and they just only had storyboards of Ant-Man, and they only had the storyboard of Iron Man, and that was 2006.
That's
and
weird.
now look where it's at. So Marvel has been laying this groundwork for a while now, and right now it culminates with Age of Ultron, which is the end of their Phase 2.
Right.
Right? And, you know, it's a significant part because they're going to start Phase 3 and they're going to probably generate $2 billion in revenue.
Phase 3,
Yes.
which is going to be glorious.
Oh my God. You know, what I like about the Marvel Cinematic Universe is that it is fun. And especially if you, like, I really started reading comics in the 80s. Comic books were really fun and superhero-y. I mean, there were some mature content.
Yeah.
But it wasn't bombarded. Like right now in modern comics, you can read some like real life scenarios.
Yeah.
Some real nasty.
Some real nasty stuff. But in the 80s, it was really kid friendly because of the Comic Codes Authority and everything like that.
Right.
But they were still able to tell some great stories. And in one of those great stories, they created the character of Ultron.
Yes.
It was originally created by Hank Pym, the original Ant-Man. And it was just like a little AI sidekick that evolved into what it is. I don't know when he was created or who created him. Do you know who that was, Danny?
No, but it was.
I quizzed Danny now. But as in modern comics, it evolved into modern day comic book movies, and it is called the Age of Ultron. Well, the good thing about what Marvel is doing is that they're creating movies with story titles from recent timelines in their storylines. So,
Yeah.
and I think that's a good thing for them because if they bring in new fans, they don't have to delve back into a long history of Civil War or Age of Ultron because Age of Ultron, which is right here, they have it in graphic novels. There's a couple of them over there in the front.
Yep.
There's about maybe 10 copies of this whole series. And I don't think the movie is based on this, but the mere fact that it has the title says Marvel is like, all right, if we have a movie like Age of Ultron, maybe people will take their kids in there to go pick up a graphic novel at places.
Good synergy.
Yeah, you know what I mean? So, you know, they did it with Civil War, and they're going to do it with Infinity Wars. So, Marvel is still fun, right? So, come in here, grab this graphic novel, and explore and try, if you're into collecting, try to get the original ones. And, you know, I don't know if the modern comics are going to increase in value because they printed like millions of them.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So, another thing that happened after Marvel, after you see Age of Ultron and you spaz out, then you want to get into their competition in the cinematic universe. DC has been creatively, and me and Rob had a discussion about this. DC has been creatively leaking some interesting things regarding their build-up and their legwork in the cinematic universe. If you haven't seen Man of Steel, that is their beginning of their entire build on the cinematic universe with Man of Steel. Even though you physically didn't see any other heroes in there, as you know, with Batman and Superman and all the internet releases and the trailer was got a medium lukewarm reaction.
Yeah.
Compared to the Star Wars trailer.
I thought it was cool.
I thought it was cool too.
All right.
I'm a fan of Zack Snyder no matter what he does.
I think his stuff is just, it's so like cinematic. Like, you can't deny the man has a good eye for scenes.
Yeah, he does. As a matter of fact, on the internet, there is a dual shot of where somebody actually took the Man of Steel and brightened the color.
I saw that.
And it really did bring out a lot of they were like, because DC is going with a more, unlike Marvel is fun,
right.
The DC cinematic universe is going to be wickedly mature.
Mm-hmm. Very serious.
You can tell by the lineup and some of the storylines that there might be not very many kids that are going to be like.
Yeah, it's definitely aimed at.
You know, this I really think that this is aimed at the demographic of 14 to 60 or whatever.
Yeah.
You know, that can read crime noir. I get stuck on that all the time. So, Batman vs Superman, they had that trailer, got a lukewarm reaction, but they also released David Ayers, who's directing Suicide Squad, gave a tweeted picture of the modern day Joker. Now, I'm gonna give what I think of it, and I'm gonna ask you guys if you've seen it, what you guys think. I think it is a beautiful interpretation of what I read in comics today, and they couldn't have done it better for me compared to any other interpretation. So
I thought it was pretty boss.
No joke.
There's so many versions of the Joker. Like, do one like that. Just do a tattooed jerk.
Yeah,
why not?
And there's so much behind, that Jared Leto is just gonna have to bring it in that role.
Yeah.
And the mere fact that he looks so aggressive, that means that Suicide Squad is gonna have such a dark tone to it.
Oh yeah.
That it's something that DC is probably going to win with. Marvel is winning the war in cinematic because the cinematic movies, because they got 12 films under their belt. But like I said, I appreciate as a reader and as somebody who follows pop culture what those little leaks are telling me about what they're doing, and I'm gonna appreciate it. Just like I appreciated how Marvel did it with the Daredevil Netflix and how it appealed to the person who grew up reading the character.
Right.
I think that DC is gonna hit the mark with that. And they also have here in Southern California Comics, if you want to get an in-depth look at the characters involved in the release of the Jared Leto Joker, this is the very first graphic novel that I ever read about the Joker.
Wow.
I picked this up probably when I was like 12 years old. Jamie has about 4 or 5 copies of it, but this isn't mine, but this is the exact one that I read.
Right.
And this one really shows the evolution of the character, of how he started out being this psychopathic murdering killer, and then how he lost his flavor because of Comic Code Authority and they made him a bumbling clown, and how Jamie's friend Danny O'Neill recreated him into what he is today. And so they have a hard version and a soft version.
Those covers are great, by the way.
I know, right?
Yes, they are. They are very good. If you can't see them, they are very good visually, and the stories are awesome. They also, I'm going to go back to the Batman and Superman, right? They have plenty of The Dark Knight Returns, right?
Classic.
So I'm going to relate these back to comics too. Unlike where Marvel is talking about modern day stories where fans can come in here and not have to spend as much money to find the original source material. Well, if you're going to buy this in graphic novel, you'll save yourself a penny.
Oh yeah.
But if you're a collector like myself and you really want to get the original versions, you're going to have to spend a little bit of money to get the original Dark Knight Returns graphic, because it came out in like '84, and you know, those prints back then, there wasn't the abundance of comic book readers back then. So you're just gonna, if you can find the original print, you are golden. But what Frank Miller did do is, back in like 2006, he created a sequel to it, which was not as popular in fanfare, but I know that these are original copies right here, and it's The Dark Knight Strikes Again, and it's a continuation of the awesome story that he did with Lynn Varney back in the 80s. This one didn't get as much fanfare, but with the movies coming out, I'm pretty sure they'll find a new energy.
DC is showing that sort of synergistic knowledge, and they just announced recently that Brian Azzarello and Frank Miller are going to be working on The Dark Knight 3.
Yes, I was going to bring that up, my man Rob. And that's good.
It's great.
The only thing that I don't like about it is that I don't think that Frank Miller is going to be doing the artwork. I don't think he's healthy enough.
Yeah.
Yeah,
what I've heard.
all the media that I've seen of him, he really doesn't look to be in the best of health.
Yeah.
And
if he can't even like sit down to draw a comic, like that's really sick.
Even with not Sin City, but 300, he was supposed to release the Xerxes.
Yeah.
And that never
still hasn't come out yet.
Still hasn't came out yet, and it was supposed to be a companion with the movie.
Right.
But once again, I hope that you guys enjoyed my little relation from pop culture, movies, internet, and to comics that you can find here in Southern California Comics.
Oh yeah.
I appreciate Danny and Rob for letting me come here.
Yes, and now we should talk about the Free Comic Book Day event.
Yes.
It's gonna be crazy.
So crazy.
It's basically a mini convention.
Live band.
Food trucks.
Danny signing his stuff.
I will be selling my own comics.
Right here, right. He blocks it off.
It's a whole.
It's like a circus, man. It's a beautiful experience.
Yeah. We have a sale. Half off trades? Or no.
It's 20% off trades.
20% off trades.
Dollar comics are 50 cents.
Yes.
And something is 30% off.
Select comic book single issue sets are half off.
That's what it was.
Yes.
Look at you, Danny.
Yeah.
All over this.
There's
been here several times.
But it's an excellent opportunity to come in and get some of those graphic novels we did discuss, some of those storylines.
Yeah.
Beef up on it before at a discount. Beef up on it before the movie. School all your friends.
Get some free comics. Pay for some comics. It'll be great.
Yeah.
It'll be fun.
For people like us, this is like the beginning of nerd season. Like, you know, it starts with the first Saturday of May with Free Comic Book Day, and then it goes on into all the cons and other conventions throughout the summer, plus the movies. So for us, we're running 100 miles an hour, you know, starting now.
Yes. So we better go do that now.
We better get on it.
All right. Thanks for watching. Thanks for coming by again. We'll see you next week
on the Sundown Rundown.
God, oh my God, I hate it so much.